trying to talk to an expert about cryptocurrency. The last person we came across was the goddess of, well, hold on, what was the last time? What was the last time? I don't know if I recorded it. Well, in any case, it was a recorded or no encounter with the goddess of fertility and yes. This time around, I decided I read some more about it because I haven't really been keeping in touch with this. I mean, I read Neil Stephenson's Ream, a little bit about that, Cryptonomica. I have a vague notion. So I changed it. I changed this whole expert. Actually, no. I didn't change it. I instead, yeah, we did. Yeah. I did the TC and all that. So I learned about Satoshi Nakamuto. Oh god. Let me see. Satoshi Nakamuto. Moto. Lord. I'm a dick. I misspelled a possibly non-existent person's name. God damn it. Oh well. We're committing. But actually, nonetheless, it recognized it, regardless of my typo. Because look. Hold on. I was trying to character bait. Yeah. No, not restart. There you go. Come on, show me the new one. There we go. Okay, this one only has 4. This is the one.
Unhexium, Satoshi's extensive experience with cryptographically secured, distributed, peer-to-peer currency gives him a vast know-how in both economics and computer science. His paper called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system outlines his knowledge combined with the fact that Anu's special economic zone boasts its own micronation status. This makes Satoshi Nakamoto's opinion an interesting one when considering interacting with ICOs, DAOs and other such initiatives of this nature.
I'm just going to do some display, because I need some more text. Realize that those of you watching this on your phones don't get to see the rest of it. Well, actually, maybe the hoity-toity.
Unhexium, Satoshi's extensive experience with cryptographically secured, distributed, peer-to-peer currency gives him a vast know-how in both economics and computer science. His paper called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system outlines his knowledge combined with the fact that Anu's special economic zone boasts its own micronation status. This makes Satoshi Nakamoto's opinion an interesting one when considering interacting with ICOs, DAOs and other such initiatives of this nature.
I can believe my eyes. Satoshi Nakamuto is an expert in the field I need? Which I was an unqualified expert? This can't be right. I thought. It's no mistake registered on Unhexium, a post-transmatter fusion created in the 3000s. Wrong. it's the temporary name. But in 1999, researchers announced the discovery of elements 16 and 18. The following year, they published a retraction, which other researchers were unable to duplicate the results. Okay. Fabricated data. In December 2000, the Joint Institute of Nuclear Research in Dopal, Russia, published results that describe discovery. Which was produced in reaction
Nakamuto some sort of simulated governance that went awry? Unanhexium, no. You've been watching too many old movies about artificial insidious plots. Insert conspiratorial agent here. Unanhexium, a domino is like somebody you can rely on because they are stable, they don't break easily. Unlike those fucking umbrellas. I saw a picture of a big hexagonal tile floor laid out using actual wooden, unanhexium dominoes.
Yes, because I didn't know what dominoes were. Choose two.
They may not break easily, but they are most known for their falling abilities, more particularly, their falling on each other abilities, leading to cascading failure. Unanhexium, yes. But did you know that the original concept for constructing dominoes is lost to time? I tried finding a domino that didn't have paint or any other substance on it and found the smallest size made by Lino Incorporated. The modern domino just isn't as structurally sound as even a small child's toy. I think that's actually a baseball made for kids, Unanhexium. Do you have an example of this original domino? Unanhexium, of course. Just have them imported from my homeland. I will probably gift the world's premier domino pyramid engineer to you, a Vietnamese refugee family, a personal AI assistant, and a gift from my own collection. Why not distribute them yourself? Is this some Indonesian nonsense like shoes or rocks stuck together with glue? Unanhexium, no. They're all actual dominoes.
Oh. I don't have to, I believe me. Of course, just have them imported from my homeland. I will probably give the world's premier domino pyramid engine. So this is an example of training the AI. It gives me two options. So I'm supposed to tap one. So we're supposed to shows the AI what the user is going to prefer, which I kind of like this one. Whoa. I will probably, of course, just have them imported from my homeland. I will probably give the world's premier domino pyramid engineer to you, a Vietnamese refugee family, a personal AI assistant, and a gift from my own collection. That's very racist of me. Let's go with it. In fact, let's sorry, I'm just trying to. I'm googling Indonesian nonsense. to transfer my fictional racism or real racism of the internet. Like Nagombo? Or negative. Ting Mil Gemil. There we go. And keep the refugee now.
You, sure, I'll take 'em. Why not? Fuck. Help us big lord with his startup. I'm not selling him some shitty Minecraft server, at least. Unanhexium, isn't it the blind leading the blind when a spiglord helps someone sell a shitty Minecraft server? You, who would buy something that lame? I thought most map makers moved to Grabs or other online building programs because they always glitch and ruin everything.
Well,
A traditional building system hasn't been lucrative since Rom Valley 3. Satoshi Nakamuto, ahem, cough, ahem. Unanhexium, about 2 years have passed since we created the Republic of Lakota. It seems things have finally settled down some, though I remain in a wheelchair. We were thinking of having another nation join us, though sadly none come to mind. We'll keep you posted on how you can join. In other news, we've heard other nations are starting to become more friendly towards cryptos and blockchains, so trading with them might be an option soon. You, unrelated, say Satoshi, good to meet you, sorry about the distraction about dominoes. First question, what do you think of the concept of blockchain-powered morphs pioneers earning cryptos inside video games? Unrelated number 2, do you play any video games? American D. Ormino Giroop. To answer your first question, we have certainly heard of Mr. Thriller, though we're not sure if we would classify his work as science fiction. It certainly sounds like interesting, fast-paced action novel, and if you enjoy it, then more power to you. He talks about domino theory. Do you think it still holds true to modern international relations? Do you feel that the risk of retaliation is too high, or that at some point in human history individual nation-states have signed over their rights to allow the dissolvement of intellectual property or an open source state of being? Others say that a nation who relies on such trade refuses to do business with non-open source nations. And my last question comes in 7 parts, but they are more like statements. First part. I am glad we are both committed to an open source nation. Second part, it seems most people like anime-themed cryptos rather than abstract ones. Would you say that the market favors one more than the other, or is it just a fad and they all even out in the end? Third part, you mentioned you managed to acquire the new iPhone X when they first came out. How did you get one? Was it through trading or mining? Fourth part, what would you say is the fastest way to mine cryptocurrency? Do you think there is a limit to how long consoles or smartphones can mine before they are obsolete? Part 5, how many coins do you have at this time? My last 2 questions are, what is the scariest moment you had while mining, and how did you feel when you unexpectedly won lunch with the president? You, here, this is my question sheet, so that you don't get lost in all those forthcoming answers. I hang up and listen to the rest. Satoshi, Part 1, the domino theory, for our purposes, is still mostly accurate with the inclusion of stateless entities. There are still many nation-states leering over us, like China, with its great firewall that want to keep their populace under surveillance and protecting patents. They aren't stoic though, they have actually been caught at hacking cryptocurrency too, with the intent of market manipulation, I think. Big governments are inherently territorial and self-serving. Part 2, yes. Many people invest in virtual items that are anime-themed because they have easy access to them, especially at Lower Manhattan, so it's not surprising that most people's taste in online currency tends to follow a similar trend. The third and fourth part have the same answer. I won the iPhone X by making 14-shot latte art.
Yeah! In the audience.
You should have seen the look on his face when I gave him his drink. It was a perfect tazza. The rest of the time I waited for my father to finish buying all his computer equipment, then telling him that I had to use the bathroom before we left. I knew he would buy me something, so I picked up the highest priced thing I could find. He, being a software engineer, had no idea that iPhone Xs didn't come out yet, so he just authorized it. When I left the store, all the logos were on my cheeks. I must have cried for an hour after I got out of there. Then I remembered this old man, when I was little, telling me that crying has cleansing properties. Nowadays it waters my crops, but still. The fifth part is a guilt-laden question. To date I have accumulated three bitcoins, which are worth about $10,200 right now.
Be a period piece.
I have them stored on this USB drive I stole from work. It seems like a lot, but when you think of the actual coins they become invisible. I don't know what to do with them. Part 6, blockchain has had a stellar 5 years. It seemed that every day something changed on the ecosystem. Through some of the more obtuse scripting I've been able to forge and clone identities, I have played on this success. People are always looking for a competitive edge, even in leisure. There was one game that only 2 people were known to play. It was basically a competitive coin collecting game. The game of tags, or trademark, and won. Are available if you want to compete, although I prefer the invisibility cloak of Dot. Being invisible has a 90% probability of your competitors picking one, and 9% for comma. Dot has a 9% chance of choosing one. It's just a matter of likelihood ratios. I use the cloak because I feel like it gives me an advantage. It forced me to upgrade from a MacBook Air to an iMac Pro, though I can't enjoy any of the other creative apps because everything is extremely processing intensive while invisible. It's a hard life, but I'm privileged to live it.
Is that all? No! Mining. The worst thing on mining.
The 7th part is a serious question.
Damn!
Should I continue this charade? It is true that I have created something of value, but can it continue? If I do start to receive income for my assets, how will I shift my trading? I started to purchase items with cryptocurrencies and found that the sellers were able to pawn authenticate them with these. Apparently the QR codes containing private keys are scannable.
Whoa. I say duh in a way that's respectful. You're showing your seams. I mean, I guess you've been showing.
I don't think there'll be a way to double spend it. Could I make enough to reboot Crucial Specification? I collect myself and think it over. I put the pieces of my torn notebook back into my bag. They are heavy with the care of my words, now suffocated by the sleek interlocking IKEA design of rucksacks and sides. Dead silence. I fail to remember what solitude is as my memory is overcome by vacancy. I decided to take a break from writing after counting the amount of words I've written and seeing exactly 5,017 appear on the screen.
Sorry for not trusting you, but I just don't want you to break just now.
A voice booms from the peer system, from which the cell phone voice of you blares, Mr. Nakamoto? The remaining 2 questions? Thank you. The president, whose name I'm not supposed to mention, decided to combine resources with the current Minister of Finance and sell their cabinet positions in order to website advertise our plan. The promises of a fair say in policy made several large cryptocurrency holders run to our banner, bringing thousands of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and other coins to supplement the already backed national inventory. Dollar exchange is set up for tomorrow. Won't be long now. The scariest moment? Many of the moments I experienced could be classified as heart-in-the-throat experiences, but one for certain was when we finally got our country's titular head on board for this new plan. It turns out that seeing your leader bound and gagged while you trade ownership over the country in a dimly lit warehouse is, well, I'm very fond of him in a friendly way, so I'm glad he finally came on board. What about you? Ooh, another lead. I knew this public treasure hunting would work. Large holders of currency are generally known to be financially savvy. I only wish I knew who he was so I could market the first cryptocurrencies that aren't based on a blockchain. This will give us enough to pay our military, push research in nationalized solar technology, and keep the general public from getting riled up about shift change. It's tough to stay grounded with success. Perhaps the Hunger Games had an impact on you after all. An hour of frantic Googling, number hunting, transliteration work, and lead following leaves me with a set of documents. David Zimbeck's new address is a small efficiency apartment in a modest building in an okay part of Baltimore. This guy really likes privacy. The trail went cold here, although which trail are we talking about? The blockchain one or the Zimbeck one? Finally, something is going right. Better go celebrate and... This guy's really zot himself. Quick, check his birth date to see if he was born on Krypton.
No. So I do like this all thing.
I'm happy that our policies have expanded, so the country's money and political base will grow with our population's happiness. Some people are anti-growth though, so our challenge will be garnering support in upcoming elections, and continuing our financial help to the people who need it most. I'm sure we'll go multi-nation real soon. Great question. Last week, there was a mass shooting by one of the leading factors in creating that microaggressions psychology. The shooter believes that psychological research on how people perceive others is designed to cause division among the populace. It's known as the incident, but people just call it April. The remaining questions, fun questions. I've always appreciated a nice barbecue, regardless of heat. What do you like on your barbecue? How about you? I'm pretty partial to meat, but I'd be open to a good and firm algae since we're probably going that route. And no tangy barbecue sauce. I like brown sugar. Nothing like family. How about you, future president? What kinds of fun things do you do for fun? Just kidding, this is one of those personal questions, and honestly I'm just another unemployed bum on the street, so I don't need to know, though it would be fun to hear your fun answer. Alright, on to the last question. What's your favorite movie and why? Satoshi Nakamuto. Favorite movie, Space Jam. It was the first VHS I ever had, and I loved it because I could only half watch it while playing Sonic the Hedgehog. Congratulations. That is the only correct answer. Tell him what he's won, Unanhexium. My personal sentimental journey concludes here. But don't worry, you'll all get to read part 3 once Tirana reaches 10k inhabitants. But we still have to wait until it's over. That's a hard stop, but at least it's exiting, no? Nobody has to die. Does it get any more meta than this? It was fun, and my hope is your road in the Great Sioux Empire is kind.
I am intrigued by that ending, but I'm gonna retry.
Unhexium, congratulations. You are the top enabler of fascism.
No.
You have won a Q&A with Fuhrer 4.0, and the opportunity to tell him everything that's wrong with the world today. Give us a shout when you're ready. Satoshi Nakamuto, I was born ready. Let's do this. First things first, thanks for the shout out. Don't believe everything you read. I didn't create Bitcoin to free the world from centralized banking control or to help people buy their drugs. I made it as satire. So many people read the white paper and didn't get that it was a metaphor for how cryptographically crippling money gives power to an ultra-wealthy few to the continued poverty of many.
Oh yes. Oh yes. that's the laughter of satire. Controlled and measured.
Bitcoin has always been intended to be finite, and to give everyone an equal portion of coins. So when the wealthy hold more stable investments and stock, and the middle class are stuck with paper wealth and a false promise of stability, it's the working class that suffers. I simply gave them a chance to be the ultra-wealthy elite, the top 1% of money holders. You would be surprised how status quo the world is, though.
Yes. Yes, promised.
The entire goal of Bitcoin free trade, and to challenge the centralized monetary status quo, has been all but abandoned, except in name only. This is why I've mercifully stepped aside and allowed Nakamoto Group to take over. They, at least, retain the revolutionary spirit with coins like Nano. Unfortunately, all is not well in the innovative spirit of cryptocurrency. Coins have become tools for high-frequency trading and passive income. Coins which advertise as cash innovations are actually innovating on the fraud front. I'm looking at you, Pump and Dump Coin, PUMP. How have you not shut these criminal schemes down? Unhexium, have you not been reading the news? Here's some newspaper headlines I've been collaging about the pandemic that's been going on. Because of the fraudulent practices by these high-frequency exchanges, I've lost all confidence that cryptocurrency can truly challenge the international banking cartel, thus my estrangement. Unhexium, did you read the headlines, dear? Do I have to whisper this to you off stage? Satoshi Nakamuto, of course I read the headlines. Unhexium, okay, well why have you not made a single statement about the immoral business practices by these exchanges? Things have gotten incredibly serious now that cryptocurrency has been used to support white supremacy and fund murder. They're clearly idealized as tools for fraudsters and weaponized for criminal intent. You haven't even given the crypto elite enough rope to hang themselves. From the PA speaker, yeah? Free DA hadn't thought about that. Would it be good to start a scandal with these exchange companies? Unhexium, careful, here comes a question you'll scrutinize his response. Yourself, I'll help do accountability journalism, and remark upon these facts. Well, if you kick up enough dust, yeah, probably will do some good. Here's what you say: why are we having this conversation? U, for the, alls, it's the serious brother of the lulls. Robbed. Speaking of losing it up, why are some white supremacy groups using cryptocurrencies? I'll take a stab in the dark here and say massive insecurity about a perceived loss of relative privilege. Speaking of stains, why is Nakamoto Group still using SHA-256 when more efficient and secure algorithms have been made? Quantum computing is on the horizon, and under such a circumstance Bitcoin's security would be an unproductive mess.
What horizon are you talking about?
These types of questions are the ones that I want to bring up with the board of directors. Last question about disasters: has anyone considered the pump and dump tactic as reference to a so-called S-shit, H-hacker ethics success such that a cynical market manipulates this space? Even the New York Stock Exchange doesn't have quite as many rules and strings attached. Purity fetishes, and every fly-by-night stock operator is a criminal by any ethical book. Anyways, what should I play upon my arrival? So how should we most justly get ahead? Dear Naneb, best wishes on your new responsibility in helping Rome rise again, and a full-throated endorsement of the totalitarian ideals that made it a repressive superpower to begin with. Glad you got those dumbass senators out of the way. Told you despotism was the ultimate form of efficiency.
Let me try.
Perhaps it would even be instructive to create a centralized exchange that just goes straight up P&D. Radical transparency, public code, they can't change the rules and profiteer without being obvious about it. Rather than an SEC for robber barons, this exchange could perhaps have more of a publicly acceptable credit reporting style function. Would probably be more lucrative than credit reporting as well. I hope these answers help inform the public about Nakamoto Group's motives and methods. I am Devon Dorfin, and this has been my fault. I apologize for any finger painter artistry you might find.
No.
Thank you and goodbye.
No.
Thank you all. Good afternoon.
I want something flowery. I don't know.
This scene was funded by your tips. Please keep them coming so that the future can be bright. Artsy-fartsy black and white image of the speaker fades in. Speakers below him labeled AI, personality and persona inputs, community generated, microphone, and a few others. You clap as you finish reading. 2-bit shouts out bravo. You sit back at your desk, open your desk, and eat a consolatory hose and watch it. Thoughts pass through your mind about this piece. The manipulation of content delivery and series structuring are complex problems that you still don't have a super great grasp on. The bit about getting rated should probably be standard for all speakers though, no point in being reckless. You teacher begins her evaluative comments. Once instructor has given the group its grade, you go back for your personal comments. I liked your narrative style, it really took me back to elementary school. People don't underrate the importance of a good upbringing and literacy. The manipulation of the average attention span though is going to cause problems down the road. You did a nice litmus personality test for your community though. That's not something you typically see in modern art. Very inspired choice. I thank the divorce, you say. You give a little laugh, then speak with a bit of concern. We all are, my friend. We all are. I just thank the Lord I have amazing students like yourself that keep the movement going with their creativity and dedication. Life is a gift, love as hard as you can. Fuck capitalists, your mentor texts you. I'll be there in about an hour. You text back. Well, you've got time to kill. Might as well meet with Chase about his new idea. He mentioned in class that he had something new he wanted to go over with someone who actually understood fractional reserve banking. It's a really nice office you go to when you get there. Lots of leather and wood, much different from the basement level windowless cinder block walls of other banks you visit. You knock, Chase opens the door and hands you root beer float. Already with the cold sell. Why thank you. You say as they have a special place in your heart as one of the few concessions your old man would occasionally let you have. You sit and talk banking for a bit. He explains fractional reserve banking to you, which isn't that much different than what you learned in class, with the caveat that each deposit comes with its own chip to sign away one's rights to legal protection. He mentions it's not as risky as people think. Most of the money just sits digitally or in safe places earning more money, and because so many people see digitally print out of thin air as somehow immoral, it is considered shady and underground. He also mentions another trick of the trade is loaning out money for interest to other banks, without any intention of ever getting it back. I love a good heresy as much as the next guy. But what if someone tries to pull their money out? Does that happen? Chase, well, there's so much of it literally no one would ever want to try, but in the incredibly unlikely even that did happen, we have special security features just for that event. You just make sure the blast is contained within bank property. My insurance agent charges an arm and a leg for explosions. Do you have everything you need? Chase, yeah, I've got a lot of information here, let's get out of this death zone. On the walk back to campus you begin to feel the guilt hit you about talking behind David's back like that. Even though he's a friend before all else, right? You hand Chase the empty mug. I need to go home. This float is making me feel heavy and bloating but impulsive. Thanks for offering to help. I truly do not know where this paper would be without you. Of course. You make a beeline to your mentors. At this hour he should be returning from campus. Why are you working with that guy? It's a fair question, one you struggle to answer honestly. You walk corner for his home, trying not to dwell or get upset. You, hey, looking for me? Kane, so it seems, I was just coming to see you as I feared you had gotten yourself lost. What's with the limp? Are you okay? You feel your leg and sure enough there is a band-aid with dry blood on it from earlier soaked through once more. Doilies, those were called right. You, root beer float injury. It happens. Hey, when someone very close to me was diagnosed with cancer, he'd been saying, you had promised him you wouldn't die before him. Saying, I guess is this related to the leg bandage somehow? You extend your arm. No, just a lifetime of rage and internal injuries, expressing themselves like why internal injuries do. Kane gives your hand a firm shake but a slight limp in his step can be detected. Kane, rage is a powerful emotion, though a true warrior uses it only when necessary. So few things truly warrant anger, don't you agree? You, yeah I guess so, don't roar at every garden fence. How was your day? Did you catch David throwing chalk at the board again? Kane, no deeds of childhood stupidity today, I'm afraid. Just supervising tests and handing out demerits like they're candy. And how was your day? You, I got the dead to speak and Mike blowing up a bank but not in my name. I need a nap. Kane, how the hell did you manage that? You, no cussing or I'm walking home. Kane, redacted, damn it. You, walking along think but good sleep will help churn my guts and churn on things you churn on, like butter. You arrive at Kane's home just as it gets dark. You, let's churn on this and my guts later, in the meantime churn game. You hear your phone ding, you've gotten a new message on the burner phone. Hi, this is Dasha. I have several issues with my boyfriend and I want advice. Please write me back at this email or dasha@appleton.coin. This doesn't sound like work. You wonder if Kane had anything to do with this. Should you write Dasha back at appleton.coin using the anonymous address you used to send the letter from Drive? Email Dasha back with anonymous address, and while you're sleeping. Return to your home and write her back from there instead.
No.
You, move the car out of sight and then you spent 30 minutes. Or, don't message Dasha. Take a nap and forget it. You think about what to do all the way home. Once arrived, you write back to Dasha using the anonymous address. Dear Dasha, I was recently told that brevity is the soul of wit. For more than 10 points, explain who told me this witticism. Buy issue number 4 now and find all of this out in next week's release.
Okay, there we go. That's good enough for me. Oh, I'm tired now. Tired.